Hey loves. All right. I hope you all had a wonderful Tuesday and that you're ready for hump day so we can get to the other side of this week. I know, especially if you're in the States, it's kind of hard after a holiday weekend to get back to the grind, especially, right around these months with the holidays kind of looming and I think there's a lot more stress than usual. There's also a lot more loneliness as well. So I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you're coping with all of it well. And let's see what they have for us today. So they gave us the listener and the fledgling. And with these two, what they're saying is wisdom is actually achieved by not only learning on your own, but also learning from others' experiences. And you will not be able to grow as much as you think you can, on your own, as you will if you pay attention to others' experiences, if you actually listen to them, if you're curious, if you approach others' knowledge with curiosity and an open mind and an open heart, instead of just assuming that either that they don't have anything to add to whatever you already know, or that they don't have anything that you can't find in a book or in some other way of learning. Because honestly, our collective learned experiences is what makes this rich tapestry of knowledge vibrant, right? It gives it its magnificent colors. It gives it its richness with its diversity, with the myriad of experiences and lessons learned. We all, even, nobody has the same lesson. Even if they're similar, it's never going to be exactly the same. And how we face those lessons and how we learn from them is going to be worlds apart, even if it seems on the surface that is a similar lesson. And that's where the fledgling comes in. They are saying it is time right now to kind of reach for your inner child, reach for that sense of wonder and sense of awe, and that thirst for knowledge and learning and looking up to other people. It doesn't matter how old you are. There's always going to be somebody that has had more life experience, no matter the age. I mean, some of us live lifetimes in a short amount of time, and there's other people that spend a whole lifetime and don't get nearly half the lessons and experiences. And it's also how you approach it, right? You can be faced with a lot of things, but if you don't actually face them and if you don't learn from them, they're saying those are lessons wasted. So it is really important right now to open your heart, as I said, reach to your inner child, and if you are somebody that's in a position of being able to teach, to impart any kind of wisdom, just remember that at the end of the day, we're all still fledglings. And don't pass up the opportunity to share that knowledge. And it doesn't matter if it's with people that you think that those lessons or lessons learned or wisdom that you can convey, that they don't need it just because either they're older or you see them as wiser or more learned. It doesn't matter. As I said, we all learn different things. We all view them through a different lens because the personal experience, the personal the filter that we see everything through is very different. So don't assume, is what they're saying. Absolutely never assume, and don't be afraid to reach out and to help others learn and grow. And at the end of the day, they're saying, why the heck did you go through all that if you're not going to help others not make the same mistakes or have the same hardships if you can avoid it, or not be benefited by the knowledge that you have accumulated. And in the same breath, don't be afraid to come across as a fledgling. Even if you're further along in your path, no matter what that path is, we could be talking spiritual, we could be talking work, any of those things. Don't be afraid to learn from others, even if they're younger than you, even if they seem to have less life experience. We all have things to contribute, and there's always something to be learned. So the listener here, we are seeing that she is actually listening to the small dragon, right? So it would seem that this fairy would probably have more wisdom, but if you remember, dragons have long lives, right? And even if this looks like a small dragon, maybe a fledgling in itself, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that she's not benefiting from this conversation and from paying attention. So again, don't be afraid to be the fledgling, and don't be afraid to reach out and help others. Sometimes we're too afraid as to, they're gonna think that I'm full of myself, or they're gonna think this or that. I'm not telling you to be a know-it-all. I'm not telling you to go imparting your opinion onto others. That's nothing further from what I'm saying. But if you see an opportunity where somebody may be struggling, and it's something that you've already learned, you've gone through, and you have some wisdom accumulated that might help them, don't be afraid to offer it. It is at that point up to them whether or not they're going to accept it, right? I'm not saying force it upon them by any means, but certainly offer it, extend that hand and see if they'll take it, because a lot of us could use that at any point in our lives. So yeah, they're still talking, but again, I'm trying to keep them short and sweet, so it's easier kind of to digest. But again, if you have any questions on it, certainly let me know, and I hope this finds you all well, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Much love.